can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is... It always makes me laugh, dude, every single time. My name is Neil Rule. That guy's D-Mac, Darren McCarty. We have KG in the building. KG, what's really good?
That Black Santa nickel package is cooking.
Tomorrow.
It's cooking.
As a matter of fact, tomorrow. Spencer Raxter in the building.
Hello.
What's up, Spenmo?
Not much.
How was the heavyweights last night? 5-7 shout out.
It was good. It was good. Shout out. It was a good show.
Yeah?
I'm excited for tonight. I'm excited for every show. No reason.
Oh.
Just
happy to be here.
Just happy to be here.
There you go. I like it. I am too. I'm happy that all of you are here too in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there, get your thoughts, subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Someone asked me this on social media last night. Yes, the podcast, wherever you get your podcast, you can subscribe to that too. Leave a review and say Sam Flannel sucks.
Yeah.
Give it 5 stars and just say Sam Flannel sucks.
You know, Flannel's the one that uploads all the podcasts too, so he's going to see it.
Which is why I want him to see it.
Yeah, tell him that you didn't think that, that was real. The other day, banging his head off the desk. Or tell him to put a helmet on. Or tell him safety first. Whatever. Just Sam Flannel works hard back there uploading those. So send him a little love.
Never gets old.
He needs your help. He needs some communication. Nobody talks to him back there. Leads him to that, Neil. You lead him to that.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, we're doing it here. Big D Energy. John effing Lord hits us with the big what up though. What up though, John effing Lord.
What up though, John?
Tammy Chin. This is my face. Insert sad face that we are still waiting for a change for the Red Wings.
Yeah.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
No.
Owen Hart voice.
But are you? It's in the air. Everybody knows what it is. Let's go see what the effort is tonight. I tell you, they lay an egg tonight or come out that way. Like, writing might be on the wall, but it hasn't been done yet. And again, when it is the hashtag Wiser plan, that means it is his plan, not mine, not yours, to whatever. So I'll be down there tonight. Pavel Datsyuk, honoring him for the Hall of Fame. It'll be great to see Pav. I'll be down there, so I'll be walking around before the game. Don't know how long I'll stay. That'll depend on the team. So
you've been warned.
There we go. I will be giving away military jersey. 14-minute mark of the second period. I will be there for that for sure. That's why I go. Other than that, we will see how the game goes. And then nothing like, the little writing on the wall or whatever. You know who we're playing tonight, Spenny?
No, I don't.
The Islanders. You know who coaches the Islanders?
Yeah.
Patrick Waugh.
Yeah.
Right? He just and there's something there where he knows that we're reeling and he wants to come in here and just stick his little Avalanche claws from back in the day into us.
Yep.
That's what sports and competing is about. So anybody who's going to be down there, hey, bring your cheers, man. I got my Detroit gear on today. Whatever like this doesn't mean abandon ship just because I don't like what they are doing these days. We've been here before.
All right. D-Mac, this one here, and this is, I'm not trying to redo the Unrivaled special or anything like that. What has your post-career interaction been with Patrick Waugh? Is there any at all?
Very minimal, but I'll tell you this.
Very minimal.
No, exactly. And when you go back to Unrivaled, what I loved about Unrivaled, and if you haven't seen the ESPN 30 for 30 they did on the fight and the rivalry and stuff, is because you get both sides. Mm-hmm. And what I saw there is what I think you see in who Patrick Waugh is today, to being the NHL head coach and that maturity. Like, being a player, being a coach, you got to wear a different hat. So I think that you got to see in the Unrivaled the person. You only saw the machine before, right? You only saw the character. Now it's even more, but it goes deeper. So, I tell the story that was pretty cool because if you were at the Shoresy's game or know this, but Delaney, who is on one of the other teams that actually skates with these guys, is Patrick Waugh's son, and he came up and got a picture, and we had a nice little talk, and I think that's beautiful because if I think about it, who my son Griffin, who's the same age, if he runs into Claude Lemieux or or Patrick Waugh or whatever. I want him to share his experience about watching growing up, right? It has nothing to do with what the fathers have. It's pretty cool to see how it goes down. So, I wish Patrick Waugh success, but not at our expense. Only when he plays Toronto to beat them. But tonight we need the 2 points. But there's that. Everybody understands that rivalry that you'll carry throughout your life. It'll mean a little bit. I'm sure every time he doesn't think about it, but if they come in and get a win every time he wins an LCA or beats the Red Wings, there's something that makes you smile. Same thing as when we beat those guys. Mm-hmm. So, no way out but through. They got to come out. I just want to see them from puck drop, Neil. Like, this would be a perfect time to just let's get a little greasy. Let's some physicality, right? Let's continue to try to get shots on net, but this is a great opportunity when you come back on the road, and because everybody's bummed. I mean, I'm sure everybody going in to LCA tonight is sort of like, oh, when's the other shoe gonna drop? But let's go in there with the mentality, okay, we can only take care of this game, so let's get behind them and see until they prove us differently.
That's what I'm saying, D-Mac. I need. Put Rass on the first line.
Well,
put a big guy on the first line. Let him throw some people around.
Neil asked a great question yesterday. What can be done? What will you do? These are the guys that you have, and
because no one's coming to save you.
So what it is to change, and the only thing I can think about is what Scotty would do back in the day, and especially in practice. Which goes back to, I don't think these guys are getting enough practice time in, enough reps to change systems, to work on things. I think it's just games, travel, and the way it is these days, you're more apt to get a day off or an off the ice day than you are on. Why? Because of nutrition, because of sleep, because there's so many different, cooks in the kitchen. Right? Instead of just going out. Well, what we would do back in the day, Scotty get mad, you'd go to practice, you'd be on a different line. There'd be different, so picture this for everybody. The black and the white jerseys are the defensemen, usually, right? So there's the pairs of D. Then you have red lines, usually the first line, then you have a blue. The teal line's usually our line, or the green line, the third or fourth line. You come in and your line. So if you went in to the Red Wings, I would think, you'd see Larkin, you'd see DeBrincat, and you'd see Raymond with the same colored jerseys. Well, how Scotty Bowman used to shake things up is you go in there and there'd be lines all over the place. Man, I'd be practicing with the Russian, I'd have Sergei as my center and Dougie Brown or whatever. I'd be playing left wing. It wouldn't matter. It was just a different look. Why did it matter, Neil? How many times have I said this in the past? Because during a game, and it's usually during the season, that he would get frustrated, we wouldn't be playing well, and he'd go, you, off of every different line, throw you on the ice. 9 times out of 10, something really good happened, right? Whether you scored, drew a penalty, changed the momentum, but Scotty Bowman just sit back there, chomp his ice, and be that mad scientist. So if you're asking, can anything be done? Maybe, hopefully, they got some ice time yesterday, and they need to. There's no love, right? There doesn't look like they're having fun at all. And I only go back to the end of I'm only looking for the same eyeball test as the end of the season, with the energy, with the excitement, with the vibrations and frequency, right, from the team. And I'm not getting that off the ice. And I go back to what my son said the other day, because he was at the game in San Jose. It says look like there's 7 guys that are driving the ship, and the rest are passengers. Where you're at with this team, it can't happen.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Anakin Skygore, my great aunt passed away from cancer yesterday. So our thoughts are with you. Sorry to hear that.
For your loss,
Thoughts
Anakin.
and prayers, man.
Absolutely, Anakin, valued member of the Woodward Sports chat community. Tony D, morning, Big D Energy. What up, though? Ryan's reaction. Sergey, don't do that to me. Ryan's reaction.
Our guy on Champaign Athletics, shout out to them. He said his dream would be that Lalonde gets canned, and Steve Yzerman doesn't tell anybody about what's coming up next or what's happening next. And during the game, Sergey comes in like Stone Cold Steve Austin riding the Zamboni and hops
Nice.
Am I right in the storyline to this?
Right.
That's
You
not
might
like
be.
a D-Max
That was,
storyline to
that was
whatever.
the guys at Champagne Athletics.
No,
Shout out to them.
like elephant in the room. Let's go there right now. Because I'll first say is political climate with
tough.
like
That's
that's
an
number
unknown.
one.
That's and that's an unknown.
That's
we
number
don't
one.
know.
And
Yeah.
you got two guys that are like, it's not about poaching them off or whatever. Would there be a conversation, guys? If Sergey Fedorov coaching this team or Igor Larionov coaching this team,
Oh God.
was the best thing for this team that Steve Yzerman thought, then he'd do it. But I think there's so many other things why we're not having the conversation, because I don't think it's realistic because of the politics,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah,
Neil,
there's other factors.
how do I put that? Can I put that any
No,
better?
the political climate is an obstacle.
Yes.
It's the
It
first
always is.
obstacle,
Yeah.
I would think.
It always is.
That's definitely the first.
It was
one.
an obstacle to him coming here to play.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's been an obstacle for a while.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
They had to
that's
steal him.
Yeah, I mean, like
I
that's
would
understood.
think, you know what, right? Gerard Gallant's still out there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I would think, and this is Darren McCarty talking, not knowing anything, but coaching styles, what this team needs, which is like some emotion, you probably I would go more that way.
Yeah.
To get a guy that's got to get some emotion.
You know, the rumor was that Stevie wanted him, and it just didn't happen for whatever reason.
But again, like, if you think this just all sort of happened, and there wasn't like a contingency plan or something, this was, this year was always going to be this way with how it played out. It's like the buffer. I don't like it in the least bit. Nobody should like it. It's just trying to understand that this is the why. So I think, though, Neil, that with the temperature is that if this keeps the same way, something's got to happen, doesn't it?
It has to. Like, wait, and I'll tell you this too, and you've said it a million times, and I believe that you are correct. Steve Yzerman is like Paulie from Goodfellas. He's going to move when he wants to move. I respect that and I understand that. But D-Mac, when you're talking about 14 coaches in the league that have been removed over the last year and some change, when you're talking about the Boston Bruins just gassed their coach.
Jim Montgomery, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there comes a time where, like, the market dictates. You know what I'm saying? And D-Mac, call me out on this. Like, tell me if I'm wrong.
I mean,
like,
and I think what you're finding is that it's not just, we're not just experiencing it here, you're experiencing it elsewhere with playoff teams and stuff. It's finding whatever that is. You know, the Boston Bruins, that was sort of a quick trigger on Jim
100%,
Montgomery, wasn't it?
100%.
So if Jim Montgomery can get fired by Boston, what's holding your guy here?
who's not, who's untouchable? If he got gassed, like, who's untouchable? And I guess my backup question to that would be real quick, D-Mac. Can it make that big of a difference instantly? Because in hockey, it seems to more than most.
Okay, well, yeah, like for emotion because you know what? Usually when a new guy's going to come in and not do the same thing the old guy was going to do, the only thing you would do consistent, right? You keep the power play the same and leave Alex Tanguay with the power play. But you got to switch up the PK. You got to switch up your lines. You know, like aren't these conversations with the coach coming in is how would you fix this? The first thing is like put a spark in somebody's ass. I need like Christian Fischer and Rasmussen and Veleno like out there running around.
Yes.
I need guys running around. You know, like you signed an Austin Watson for reasons that like let him loose. We need something. I need some emotion. I need 3 gyms for Christ's sake. Sign him out of Shorzy. Let's go.
D-Mac. A couple things here, and people are cooking on this, so I'm going to stay with it. So, just give me a second here, Spenny,
what are you talking about? No one likes to talk hockey.
to get through this.
I was told, dude.
I was told.
Woodward Sports chat thread, get into there. And I think you'll be able to dispel this, and it means more coming from you than it does from me, even though the message is the exact same. Mike G, sounds like there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Is Chris Ilitch in that room? D-Mac?
No. No. And cooks in the kitchen means, when I said that, I meant nutritionalist. I meant fucking strength and conditioning guy. I meant fucking your sleep paralysis dude. Your fucking sleep number bed.
Chiropractor.
There's 8,000 million other things that don't have to deal with going out and putting the puck in the net or putting a body on somebody.
And you didn't have to deal with that.
Like sometimes you get too caught up. But I'm old school, so I don't know. No, Mike, I believe that not at all. Chris isn't even in that conversation.
Yeah, and why would he be? Like, it's a capped sport.
The keys are in Steve. That's. I don't know how I can explain it anymore. It's like, not that the conversation to Steve Yzerman doesn't. I'm never mad when people bring it up in the frustration. I'm just trying to tell you, don't waste your energy on that, because that's not changing. So move on to something that you can. Neil, does that make sense? It's not that the conversation you're having about Steve Yzerman and the questions, right? I'm saying it's useless and irrelevant because he holds the keys to this organization and decisions.
Right. And that's unquestioned.
That's the reason. So focus on where the changes will be made. The changes will be made hopefully by bringing in youth and some of the guys from Grand Rapids and giving them an earlier opportunity, or it's coaching.
And here's the feeder to it. Cody Ingle says, until we have a competitive roster, it doesn't matter who the coach is. And Cody, when you have the third-ranked power play in the league, like, you have talent on your team.
No. But you have power play talent. Neil, that doesn't mean you have the rest of the game talent. That's where the NHL, that's where it's changed. Yes, usually back in the day when you look who are your top guys, it's your power play. But these guys are power play specialists now. That they can't, what's your 5-on-5 to the round? You said this and we said this. Derek Lalonde was always going to be this guy in the buffer and more of the scapegoat to anything else, to whatever roster. And a lot of it, too, you can go both ways, because what he's been given to use, right, isn't full bore. And I was told, I didn't believe, but I was told by somebody, and I'll just say, former teammate, that doesn't work in the organization, right? That I talked to a lot about things, told me he saw it being this way because of the off season. When he broke it down to me on the golf course, you're not better. You hope you can be because you have the Edmondsons and the Casper, like, developing in time. But if you looked at it,
that doesn't work for the team.
Doesn't work for the team.
I want that out there.
Yeah, no, none of. So get rid of, like, but somebody who is like one of my dudes, right? As how am I seeing this or whatever? And I was like, no, because I think I think it'd be the same, but we're gonna be better because we're better in goal. But holy fuck, are you worse on defense?
Yeah.
The PK is what, if you can't, like, if the PK was where the power play was and you had both the special teams humming up there, then we'd be false flag and faking ourselves. But it's just frustrating. I hope that everybody understands. I don't have the answers, and I'm as frustrated as anybody, because this reminds me of like 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, D-Mac, I have the answer for you if you're looking to get in the sports betting game. That is Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Oh, look at that, a promo code, Woodward1000. Here's the deal, everybody. Scan the QR code on the screen. Sign up for Caesar Sportsbook, make your first deposit, then make your first bet. And if your first bet loses all the way up to $1,000, Caesar Sportsbook will give it back to you as a bonus bet. There you go, everybody. It's like a do-over. And if it wins, then guess what? You won. So there it is. Caesar Sportsbook, clean app, not glitchy, easy to look at. Not all sportsbooks apps are the same, everybody. Caesar Sportsbook's on the cutting edge with their technology. They got all the betting markets. You want to get irresponsible? You want to chase Pete Spivak's pregame show parlays? and make yourself a ton of money because that's what Pete Spivak's doing right now.
He's been on
Do
the
it.
Jalen Brunson over 27.5
You want to
last
be
night.
like Spenny last night over Jalen Brunson because he's a Nick Slappy for some reason. I don't get it either, but
Right.
whatever. He made money last night. Caesar Sportsbook, guys. That is where it's at. Scan the QR code on the screen. Don't forget, promo code Woodward1000. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's the New Holland.
Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce here every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that I trusted my whole career. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
All right, we're off and running here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter. Most importantly, all of you, the Woodward Sports chat thread. Get your thoughts out there. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. We shot past 72,000 subs, so here we go, everybody. Keeping it pushing. Yeah, no doubt about it. Real quick, Tarek SKUBAL, unanimous Cy Young winner yesterday. Not a ton of surprise there. And good.
Shout out to Lance, fire graphic.
Yeah.
That was
we
pretty
used
good.
that on the morning show. Yeah, it's pretty good.
No, yeah. Lentz is goated, by the way. Absolutely
It's wild
goated.
how fast he can cook something like that up.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he'll like scrap it all because he doesn't like it,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
cooks up
It
another
pisses
one.
me off. So he'll be working on something for like an hour, and he'll be like, Spenny, what do you think? I'm like, oh, dude, that's fire. He's like, I'm going to restart it. He just closes the whole thing.
Yeah,
up.
The
dude,
life
it's-
of a creative.
That's artists, man.
Yeah,
Artists
that's
are
the
like
life of a
that,
creative.
man. It's an insane talent. Chuck Brewer, Neil, pay that man. CK, I was told by Neil Class A would get it. When did I say that?
I don't think you ever said that.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty
Thank
sure
you.
you never said that.
Okay, CK.
Anybody else glad that it was unanimous? Like, just for...
Yeah.
Was anybody worried other than me that it
No.
wasn't going to
No.
be... Okay.
Everybody else fell off toward the end of the year.
Sometimes, I don't know, man. It's like it's skeptical sometimes. The
Yeah.
way that stuff works.
So no, it is, and I'm obviously happy. Happy for Tarek SKUBAL and bounce back from the injury and all that stuff. And we flat out rode that dude to the play. Like, I think it was lost because of the moment. When you go back and look from like August 1st, when the Tigers started playing, incredible baseball, and the Minnesota Twins just absolutely tanked.
Fell off a cliff.
He won every start. Like, literally, we baked that in when we were like, okay, here's the path to catch the Twins. You didn't even address the SKUBAL games. Like, it was just, he was nails when there was no margin for error. He was perfect.
He carried your team for 3 months.
He was single-handedly.
Single-handed, by
as a
himself.
dude that plays every 5 days.
Yeah.
I honest to God, I don't think that SKUBAL still, as much as getting the Cy Young and how much we love him here and everything like that, still doesn't get. We don't fully comprehend what he did coming down the stretch last year.
This is why you don't lowball offer that man.
And it always goes to show you, right, where it's how good it was because he was able to consistently do it until he wasn't able. Like, there's always, it's like Father Time. It'll always come up, and unfortunately, it was at the last game of the year. But what he did, you cannot take away from,
Not at
because he
all.
carried this team on its back. And the reason that you could go, and there was only one time, right, that they gave up one of his starts. Was a Thursday game that I remember that we were all, okay, there's a win in the bank. That it was that he didn't get the win. But other than that, dude, as clutch as a performer, and just to watch him, he just looks.
I got one for you here, D-Mac.
So I guess where I was going, Neil, with that, because we heard before now that the Cy Young's given out, but last week that there was a offering contract that was like
non-competitive,
disrespectful.
Yeah.
As paraphrase Scott Boras, where does this conversation go right now?
First, before I address that,
All right.
SKUBAL had one of the greatest seasons in Detroit sports history. Like, think about the levity of that statement right there. One of the greatest seasons in Detroit sports history, given the comeback, given how you had to ride that dude all the way through to a playoff berth and then ultimately a playoff series win. Like, I want respect on this man's name in the pantheon of Detroit sports history.
How do you not?
Like, I just want that out there.
He had to play perfect baseball.
And he did.
He couldn't even go out there and have, I gave up a couple hits. He had to play perfect baseball.
He was absolutely perfect, to quote Kurt Hennig. Absolutely perfect. I want that out there. You think in the Miguel Triple Crown seasons, Isaiah Thomas back in the day, Sergei Fedorov, Steve Yzerman, Barry Sanders, all of it. One of the greatest seasons in Detroit sports history. Think about that for a second. No one's talking about it like that, but that's what it is. Number 2, D-Mac. That stuff, and you guys know where I stand with the ownership of the Tigers. Mm-hmm. And I still am reserving judgment until we break camp. And then KG, we'll see where we're at. And I'll react accordingly.
You already know. I'm ready to talk about it whatever you are. You know that.
So that's out there. Now, D-Mac, to address what you asked about the contract offer with SKUBAL, we do have to remember who's this man's agent.
Scott Boras.
Mm-hmm. One of the GOATs. Mm-hmm. One of the GOATs.
He's going to get a lot of money from SKUBAL.
100%.
Right. That's what I mean. So why are they playing? Why you want to piss this guy off?
Do not piss this guy off.
Tell him, D-Mac. He's going to be the highest.
Why is this not buttoned up to whatever you need already? Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I'm telling y'all.
Because does that not just tell you, like, writing on the wall, which everything that they've done to bring the fan base back, you're going to lose it again?
D-Mac, yeah, look, I'm not defending the man.
Is that not what the Rock's cooking right now?
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm not defending the man, D-Mac.
Either y'all going to pay him or somebody else will.
Yeah.
He's going to be the highest paid, though. Like, make no mistake. Whether you want to give it to him or not.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Skydog722. Neil, Justin Verlander in 2013 was better. Not even close.
Nah.
Not even close, Skydog. Get out of here with that dumb ish right there, man. Come on. What, that 3.46 ERA?
I wouldn't say it's not even close.
In that 131 whip?
Yeah. That's fair.
And an actual lineup of, like, major league hitters.
Superstars.
That's why Neil say we don't comprehend the type of season he had. He's technically better than Verlander.
Like,
and I'm a
ran to
Verlander
that.
stan. I love
those
Justin
2
Verlander.
seasons aren't close.
Yeah, like...
aren't close.
You
see, KG? See what I mean?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Give him a king's ransom. Why aren't you doing that?
No, but just remember, Boras is his agent, and this is going to be an ugly battle. All right? It is. So take that with a grain of salt, everyone. Tell them about Sabbath Coffee.
I will tell them about Sabbath Coffee. Sabbath Coffee Roasters. If you want delicious, locally roasted coffee dropped off right at your doorstep, all you got to do is subscribe to SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Sabbath Coffee Roasters, they're making great coffee here in Michigan. You can use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. So make the right choice and start your day with a cup from Sabbath.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule for Woodward Merch. We got new Detroit shirt designs in the shop now. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. We're cooking in there. There is no doubt about it. We have the very best of Detroit sports wearables. Black Friday is coming up very soon, as a matter of fact. We'll have some deals out there for you for that as well. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Happy to have you along for the ride with us. Hubie Brown is going to be retiring. Legendary broadcaster will call one
Shout
final
out Hubie
NBA
Brown.
game for ESPN this season.
How many years did he do it? 50?
100?
He's up there with George for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think he called George Mikan.
Hubie Brown, wasn't Vince Scully his intern? Hubie Brown.
Holy shit.
No,
Maz
absolutely.
was too.
Yeah, Maz was his 20th year covering the league at that point as well. JP17, if the Tigers had the 2013 lineup, SKUBAL would have went 24-2 with a 2 ERA.
No, for real.
He really would have.
No, like it was incredible, and people are Verlander. Nah, bro.
Right.
No, you didn't just. Nobody ever got. We literally all got on his back. The whole team, everybody, dude. Like it's wild, and people are gonna sell it short. They are KG.
I don't know how you can.
I don't know how you can either, but here we are. Spenny had this question, D-Mac, and I definitely have an answer for it. Talking the Lions.
Yeah.
Have the Lions ruined other football teams for you, watching other football teams? Has being a Lions fan and the state of the Lions now and what they do to teams, has it ruined watching other teams for you?
Absolutely not. Not for me. I watch it differently, though. I watch it like how when I watch other teams, like obviously watch the Bills and the KCs and the teams that we're going to play against. Like, how are we going to own up to them, face up to them? Like what we're doing at the speed we play and the different stuff. Are other teams doing gimmicks? I watch it a little bit differently as more of matchups, like who we face. I think I search around for better teams, but it's more appointment viewing, Neil. You're right in that aspect where I don't have to search for a second team or a third team to cheer on, right? I have my team, but I watch football to look at other teams to see, Amon-Ra St. Brown, can we exploit, these corners, or how are we going to run against this team? Or are we going to use Sonic or Knuckles here? What's Ben Johnson going to dial up? I think it's all more of preparation of what's to come. And there's obviously it's the NFL and you have to take every game seriously, but when this is what the mentality of the Detroit Lions is, like the mentality of the Detroit Red Wings when I played. It's not what you're going to do to us, it's what we're going to do to ourselves. That's it. We come out, if I left and right and we go out and execute, you got no chance. That was our mentality, right? When we didn't do that, we could be beat. But we firmly believe that there was nobody, even the best Colorado teams or whatever, couldn't hold a candle to us if we executed. And I saw that last week, because that's what you bounce back against. You realize that's what good teams does. That's the maturation where you saw in the Houston game, right? The Houston game was built from losing the NFC Championship, from different stuff like that into the room. And then when you realize, okay, we were fortunate. We did that to ourselves. We put ourselves, but we battled. We can do that. Now, this last week, let's go out and fine-tune this, because we weren't good. I don't care why we had 5 interceptions. That's not good enough because it's an ends result league. And go out, and I know it's Jacksonville, perfect opportunity, but you have to take advantage. Now, they got to continue this. Keep it rolling with the offense, and now you got to find a way to replace Anzalone on defense. So there's always questions each week, but the mentality is, what are we going to do to ourselves? If we come to play, everybody, no other team. And I firmly believe that. Even the Kansas Cities. We're the most well-rounded team, even with the injuries we have in the NFL right now. And we should be Super Bowl favorites.
The Lions play well, they can't lose. Like that.
Lions play Lions football.
They can't lose.
Doesn't it feel that way?
It does. It does
that
feel that way.
That they dictate?
100%. Woodward Sports chat thread, Rob Coddington. Shout out Varchaz, by the way. Bourbon Friday tomorrow.
Big shout out. Shout out Varchaz.
I still watch the San Diego Wolverines. Jim Harbaugh, man, it's a good football coach.
Yeah.
Period in the story, dude.
It works.
And yes.
He's weird as hell.
It works.
But he's a good-ass coach.
Did
Hey,
you
give me
see
a high
the
five.
interview?
It works.
Hey, here's the perfect scenario, which had me laughing the other day. I'm watching the broadcast of the game, and the announcers were talking about, when you interview Chargers players and you ask about Jim Harbaugh, right? And the veteran guys, they just give this look, Neil, and you know this look. They just go, this guy. But then they'll go through a wall for him.
Yeah.
That's the difference. You could think of your coach like, man, this guy's a weirdo, or this guy, I mean, there's like different bird, but do you play for him?
Yeah.
Do you vibe for him? And he's got those guys all vibing for him. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Jonesy, you can't get ruined watching guys like Jamar Chase play. That's fair. Like, we're still a star-based society.
Yeah.
A Wheezy D, I think watching Red Zone ruined that for me. There is the Red Zone contingent as well. Mark, when your team is dominating, it's more fun to watch the other games. Andrew Schmidt, there is no other team to watch. What about you, KG? Has it ruined it for you?
No, I still tune into other games. I guess I just care less about the results of how other teams come out of games, because I'm a Lions slappy. I've watched bad football for years.
Yeah, we all are.
And just been okay with it. But overall, I care way less about what other teams are doing. I care way less about, Bills Chiefs this week. I'll watch, but I don't really care about, how is this going to affect the Chiefs? How is this going to affect the Bills down the road? Because my team is good. So I could care less.
I still like watching Andy Reid's plays.
Yeah, sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
I still get excited when Tyreek Hill gets the football in his hands.
Of course.
That excites me.
Yeah.
What about you, Spenmo?
It kind of has a little bit, because I don't want to say ruined, but it knocks them down, because you're just so used to watching the best football, the greatest football product on the planet every Sunday, that when you see inferior product, you're like, ugh. And like that, I said it yesterday on the heavyweights, it's kind of like you're driving around in a Ferrari every day, and then your boy comes to pick you up in his Chrysler LeBaron.
Is that a convertible?
I'll just walk. Like,
What is that?
like
We're going to be walking anyway.
when I watch a team try a trick play or a fake punt or something like that,
Like
or,
Monday night?
yeah, or like a triple reverse and they get tackled for like a 12-yard loss, and I'm like, that's so fucking stupid. Like, why would you try to do that right now? And then the Lions do it, and I'm like, obviously that's the play call, because it goes for a touchdown.
That's the truth.
BD3, all the dumbs Lionish happened in year one of this regime, exercising the curse finally with the tie in Pittsburgh. This team hasn't looked back since. And for me, here's where it's ruined me watching other teams, D-Mac. And there's a little bit different angle to take with it. With us being good to borderline great, and there's stakes and there's implications every single week. When you're in control of the one seed in the NFC and home field and your division, where it's ruined it for me is, doesn't it always seem, because those are the other games I watch now.
Yeah.
I watch the Eagles. I watch the Packers. I watch the Vikings. I watch the 49ers. Where it's ruined it for me is, doesn't it feel like we're always rooting for those same shitty teams all the time? Mm-hmm. Like, we're always rooting for the Titans to win, or the Jaguars, or the Bears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
And it never
every
happens.
week we're like sitting here rooting for these bum-ass teams. I'm like, you guys really are trash. Like, you're trash. I watch them probably almost as much as I'm watching the Lions to some degree now. And I'm like, you guys really suck.
But no, you see the
mad.
difference, right? Where you see how that's when you appreciate more of what you really have. And usually it's after we've gone through and beat the living piss out of somebody, and then they got to go play. But it's also a great gauge to see when we play our game, like what we did to Jacksonville, right? Look at what happened in Minnesota the week before. Look at what it seems to me, Neil, the more that I watch the rest of the NFL in a 60-minute game is that we play more complete game. When we play a more complete game, there's holes in every other team, right? Like you can see holes in every other team. For us, it's if we can, their injuries has provided a hole, but Brad Holmes and this team has figured out a way and showed us, oh, no, we fixed that. We plugged it for a while till the guy gets back. So, whether you like it or not, depth is becoming a real asset to this team, right? Like Dan Campbell said all along. I know I say it at least once a week. What he said 2021, what I realized, paraphrase Dan Campbell, is that I have to prepare like every starter on my team will go down. Has he like that, like... Actions behind words. I think more to it, Neil, like you said, is the fact of you look and see really like how legit your team really is. And that's what other teams, watching other teams. Now here's the thing. We're only a game up, right? We've taken care of our business, but so has Minnesota.
Yeah. Right?
So we just got to keep putting it ahead. And that's where I go back to our Red Wing mentality. Right in the 90s, 2000 was we're pushing ahead. We're not looking in that rear view. Jelly Roll says that windshield is bigger than that rear view because what's behind you. Keep pushing forward. So,
but it goes back to it for me. There are 9 teams that have 3 wins or less. 9 teams, and it always seems like they're playing the teams that we need to lose all the time.
No, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's life at the top.
I know, and it's weird. That was a sign to me where I was like, man.
No, but then
we are again. The Titans are playing someone we need them to beat again, and guess what? They're not going to.
Like that last week, right? Where you got Green Bay and the Bears, and you're just praying
and then
the Bears
are
hit
winning.
that kick because they got no bid. You're watching that game and going, oh my God, if we don't absolutely mollywop this team, but you got Green Bay on the ropes and you can't finish them up. That's the frustrating stuff.
Because I put the reel out there where I went grocery shopping during the fourth quarter of the Lions game.
As you should.
So I had the earphones in. So I listened. I opened up the old satellite radio app and I listened to the end of the Packers-Bears game, and I'm walking around, and I was looking at Salsa, and I hear them. They're coming out to kick the field goal, and I said to myself, there is no way they make this field goal. Yep. No way. Yep. I wish I should have just bet $1 million on it, dude. There was no chance the Bears were going to make that field because they're a bad teams.
Yep.
And bad teams stay doing bad team shit, which is why they're bad teams.
And guess what? We get it again this week. Bears-Vikings.
Oh, God.
We get it again this week.
No, but surely this is the week that Caleb Williams throws a touchdown pass,
need him
right?
to.
Surely.
I need him to. I'm sick of these fraud Vikings winning games.
Yeah, man.
Oh, but this is the week.
Fraudulent.
And then I'll get a tweet from someone. How'd you like that touchdown pass, Neil? I liked it a lot. It's the first one since October 6th. So save that message, by the way, on social media for me.
I hope you get those messages. I hope the Bears fucking pop the Vikings.
But they're not going
to.
to.
What reason do you have to believe that he's going to throw a touchdown pass? He hasn't thrown one since October 6th.
Damn, Bears had to play Packers. They play Vikings. Then they play us next week.
Sheesh.
It's tough. Beating up on little bro.
Yeah, man.
There's some bad teams in this league, and we're not one of them.
And we're not one of them.
All right, Lady Jane's.
Absolutely. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open up 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, enjoy a $20 haircut special. Scalp massage, hot lather, neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of her talented stylists. Take advantage of the $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code. Get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
You're an ugly guy. Not That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you can win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram.
UGLYN, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. You ugly.
Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports and follow us to enter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
Inside a Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you. And show us all how you outkicked your coverage.
Your mama said you ugly, hey.
From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights. Live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Second Best Bar. That is right, downtown Detroit. As a matter of fact, couple blocks away from LCA. It's the home of the Woodward Sports pregame show. Every home Lions game. 42 Watson Street, by the way. If you're going to a concert, if you're going to Lions game, Tigers game, Red Wings game, Pistons game, whatever you got going on downtown, this needs to be in the rotation, everybody. I'm telling you. Best chicken wings, best chicken sandwich downtown. I'll stand on that, by the way. You guys know I'm not playing around when it comes to that stuff. Second best, man. Great spot. Got an open-air courtyard there if they wanted to go that route. Great bar. Bubble hockey table. Chase caught that action.
I heard.
You guys hear about that?
Chase said you were.
I don't know
demon.
what was more impressive.
It was a demon.
I don't know what was more impressive. That Amanda Serrano threw 176 punches in 2 minutes, or Neil Rule beat Chase 9-0 in a bubble hockey game.
Had more
his
goals
ass.
than he had shots. So just remember
Shots,
that.
you doubled it.
But second best, everybody.
Whooped
Getting
his
back
ass.
to the task at hand. Tons of Tullamore Irish. It's a great spot, everyone. It's going to be the next go-to spot in Detroit. I'll say that. Second best. Come get some. That man took a beating.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
told me
God.
that was the first thing he told me when he saw me. and he was like, "Neil's a demon at ice or bubble hockey."
Two things: your putt game and your air hockey game. I
That's
gotta
it.
stand down.
Yeah.
I gotta stand down.
No, that is absolutely it. James, he was there last night. Said pretty good spot. I didn't eat there. I had to get to the tunnel walk. James was hyped up too about the top 5 list that we used as top 5.
Shout out James.
Yeah,
Shout out
big
James.
shout out.
There you go. BD3 belt to ass. It was belt to ass. It was like borderline call child protective services.
Right. Play better air hockey.
Yeah.
Don't get played.
No, he got work, no doubt about it. When Mike G, Neil ran the left wing lock on Chase. D-Mac, I showed it to you when I set up the formation. I did have
It was
it.
gross.
Fucking bubble hockey.
He had it on the wing, and then 2 passes later, it was in the back of his net.
Well,
so,
then you started the old, hey, how do you want it?
Yeah.
How do you need it?
How do you want me to score this one?
Tic-tac-toe, right side, backhand, shelf, short side, calling his shots too. It was, hey, Kenny, it was impressive.
That's hilarious.
no,
it was.
It was a lot of fun though. This too, Sam Laporta's back at practice. Little, I'd say breaking
Practice
news.
in
People
full.
probably know. Practice in full. If he's practicing in full, he's playing.
Oh yeah, you know that. That's why I get it
So
here.
that's it. And D-Mac, to be honest with you, if he's good to practice in full, then I want him incorporated. If you're out there, man, then you're out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that there are people. I feel as though we're.
And here's
Go ahead.
Just hold it there, guys. Do you think that at 9-1, worked this hard to put themselves in this position, they're going to put any of their people out
No.
there? Even if Sam, Frank, all these guys want to be out there, I think you saw it last in Houston with Rest and Taylor Decker. So if Sam Laporte is out there, Sam Laporte is good. I mean, there's just a certain toughness. You know, one of the things that we're learning too, not only the attitude and this grit and this kneecap biting, you got to be tough to play for this team. You got to have, like, your pain threshold has to be on the higher end. And these guys are tough from your quarterback on down. Quarterback isn't a tough guy. Nobody respects him as a tough guy, but he's as tough as they come in this league. right? And here's the whole thing with everybody around him. What did he figure out, Neil? Just something that we do when we get a little bit older, right? I'm going to be a little bit smarter. I'm not going to have to go down. What I love about Jared Goff, which is frustrating too, but he'll bail out of a play real early. You saw the 2 plays in the first half, watching live, right? And it looked like some sort of gimmick plays where he's rolling right and then turned back, but Jacksonville actually scouted it, blew it up. What did he do? Boom, in the dirt, at somebody's feet, whatever, next play. Let's go. He doesn't take a hit. He doesn't go down. That one didn't work. You know, that, like, we'll talk about it this week, but move on to the next one. Doesn't cause a turnover, doesn't cause him getting hurt, getting hit, doing all these other things you talk about watching football games across the league. Watch other quarterbacks and then be grateful of what you got.
No doubt. Thomas Perry. Neil, are you surprised A.J. Hinch didn't get at least a single first-place vote for Manager of the Year? No, because I don't think that we realize what Cleveland did. They won 92 games.
No, they did.
They were 2 games behind the Yankees.
Yeah.
Now, was A.J. Hinch a better manager?
Yes.
Yeah. I would definitely say that. But when you look at the work of that resume, and remember too, like the Guardians with their life on the line had Matt Boyd starting the game. Like that's the pitching staff that he had to work with.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying here? So I wasn't as outraged, and I'm the biggest A.J. Hinch slappy there is.
Yeah.
You guys know this. But still at the same time, they won 92. They were 2 games behind the Yankees. The Guardians were.
And they won 74 the year before that, right?
Yeah, and their payroll is only like 3 spots in front of ours.
Yeah.
So it was impressive. Once I let the sting subside of the fact that we lost to Cleveland, and I got over that, and I looked at it like analytically, I was like, you know, props to, hey.
Make no mistake, AJ did more with less, though.
For sure.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
No question. But it isn't like he had, the L.A. Dodgers out there either.
No, of course.
Right. So, they didn't even have a SKUBAL. Like, SKUBAL was in their bullpen. Mm-hmm. They didn't even have a
They lost their Cy Young guy before the season started.
Yeah, and he wasn't that.
Shane Bieber's pretty good.
No, he's good.
He's not SKUBAL.
Yeah, it's washed now.
I don't say
Look at the
washed.
numbers.
Yeah, okay.
As a Shane Bieber fantasy baseball owner, trust me. You guys know nobody holds a grudge against a random dude in a sport like I do because of fantasy reasons.
I got you.
I'm the same with fantasy football.
Yeah.
I'll never draft Keenan Allen again.
Never.
Ever.
Yeah.
That's on you. Keenan Allen's a guy everyone takes a turn with.
Yep.
Everybody. He's like the receiver Zeke Elliott.
And this was like 5 years ago. It's not even this year. He was balling all year, and then he got hurt for the playoffs. I was the number 1 seed. Lost in the playoffs.
No, but he's like on the waiver wire, like consistently this year. I've never seen him on the waiver wire like I've seen him this year.
It's because he's fat and Caleb Williams sucks. Like, the Bears are just a mess, dude.
Yeah.
You got DJ Moore walking off during plays and shit. Oh, it's good
Roma
stuff.
Dunze ain't panned out to be
Thomas Perry. Okay, how does he finish third? Quattaro got second. I don't get it. Well, the Royals were even more out of the blue than we were. Like, at least we were quasi-expected to be good.
The AL Central was not supposed to be as good as it was.
No.
Like,
The
we
Royals,
said that before the year started.
The Royals, came from nowhere.
Right.
Nowhere. So
Benny, you bring up
I
a
could see
great
it.
point. Like, just to whatever, just talking a little bit. But the Caleb Williams thing and the glaring thing is the touchdown passes. But if you watch the games, there's that offense. They're not together.
No, not
right?
at all.
You know what I'm saying? There's something going on in that locker room that's even worse. And as a young guy, you want your veterans rallying behind no matter what, at least with aesthetics that we don't want to know about, right? And they can do it at the practice. This is seeping out where what you said, DJ Moore, their best receiver probably, quitting on him.
Yeah. It's bad.
Neil, you called it. It was always going
We
to seem
talked
to always end this way.
We talked about that on heavyweights too. Like, that's on Eberflus 100%. DJ Moore walking off like that's on leadership and coaching. Because could you imagine if a Lions wide receiver walked off a play that was still live? Dan Campbell would be holding his helmet as he sits on the bench saying, "You're not coming back in until you get this from me."
No, Spenny. Difference is Dan Campbell wouldn't even have to move that way. There'd be friggin' 20 other guys.
The players
that
would do the work
No,
for
like
him.
the accountability to the
There it
herd.
is.
He wouldn't have to do it. He'd be shaking his head. Wait till you got to go home then after getting through the brotherhood. I mean, that's the word. That's where they're not even holding Like even the veterans holding DJ Moore accountable to the frustration. We can't do this to this kid.
No,
No,
allegedly
and
they-
that to me, where's that go back to, Neil? That goes back to the top. That goes back to the coaching and whatever you talk about, Eberflus or whatever. Like, I mean,
Allegedly,
and you know they're gonna bail on the coach before they bail on the quarterback, even though.
I don't know. They asked for Tyler Bagent. That's what I was gonna say. Like allegedly, they asked
the
to
vets
start
in the
Tyler
room want to
Bagent.
change, and
Yeah.
like it's getting out. So somebody said it to the media. Like it again. Like, you talked. It was never not going to be this way. Like he's averaging 6 yards per attempt, dude.
No, but I don't think we saw it being this bad.
I saw the leader of men part being this bad, but I thought he was going to win games, and that kind of pushes that aside.
Right.
But when you're painting your nails and crying to your mom in a room full of NFL grown-ass men and you're trash on the field, it's not going to work out.
He only has had success at the position, even going back to college, when the wind's at his back and it's sunny and everything's when he goes on the road, like when he went to play at Notre Dame, what happened? Trash.
No, and
anytime they're in a tough spot, trash.
I still think he's going to be a good player in the long run of things because he's got so much talent, but like,
Well,
you can't command a locker room.
What this tells you, right? This is what talent. This is as far as pure talent can get you, because there's obviously no work ethic or self-awareness behind it, or somebody else to grab them and get to it or whatever. My big thing, and I like it. I take it from somebody in the chat. But what kind of receiver do you want? Do you want one that you're gonna get upset because he grabs his junk and dives into the end zone, or is it worse, somebody who quits on your team?
yeah,
Right?
it's way worse. Not
You
even
tell
close.
me, D-Mac. You tell me. I mean, you couldn't relate, but
No, but
again,
I you know what I'm saying, and to that point, which is, and you know what, we'll see it this week, because where does it usually implode? It's in these divisional games.
yeah, you're right. No,
That's a
you're
fact.
absolutely right. I mean, he's got 9 touchdowns and 5 picks, and he's 6 yards per attempt. That's what he's racking up. So that tells you what kind of offense they're running.
Yeah, their
he can't
offense
throw the
is
ball
horrible.
down the field, or they won't let him. One of the two. Both are equally as bad.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put it all back together, 4 of those touchdowns came against the Jaguars. So like, you see what I'm getting at here?
No, Neil, I'm almost ready to say you was right, because I was caught up in the Caleb Williams college stuff. I saw a lot of him in college. Watched
So
him
did
at
I.
Oklahoma. Watched him, at USC. And yeah, I just you might be right, man, in terms of he never really faced real adversity.
But Petty, going back to what you said though, like I would contend once you can't do that, it's
gotta
over.
That's like, especially it's different for shout out Ryan Lentz, like Jared McCain, who's also pretty zesty, also paints the nails, but he's not the alpha on that team. He's not supposed to be the alpha on that team, and he's balling. He's shooting the blood out of the ball right now.
Right.
But like, Caleb, you're the quarterback. You're the number 1 pick. You're supposed to be the alpha in that room.
Right.
And if he was balling like Jared McCain, if he was going out there throwing 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, the offensive linemen would be painting their nails. But you can't do that and suck.
That's
At that
it.
position in this league, you can't do
You
it.
can't do it.
Here, go to break, but come back and look at the difference, what we're talking about and what's going on in Chicago. Then let's talk about what we're facing and what's going on in Indianapolis too with their quarterback.
Yeah, they got
but
a
they
situation.
figured out, right, there's a way to keep it in-house, because the way that Indianapolis with Anthony Richardson, who walked off the field, they figured out a way. How does he survive that? That's only locker room. So that's one of the things that you're up against this week, is that don't dismiss that Colts locker room, the adversity and the turmoil that they've been through with their star guy. But to your point, Neil, what does Anthony Richardson do? He goes out there and he puts up some numbers.
And he is a rookie. His offensive line does suck. So I do believe the play will get better eventually, but I don't think the leadership or command of a locker room will ever be there.
And
Then
that's not
it's
good.
over.
I
Yeah,
think
as
the
a
big
quarterback,
thing is
that's
he
not good.
doesn't have
That's
the
almost
locker
a
room.
death sentence.
You don't, and you see DJ Moore walking off, and you're talking about rumblings about they're with their coach, not their quarterback. That tells you everything.
Yeah, but no, that's a great segue, D-Mac. Just last thing on this, real quick. You can deal with it if the talent's mercurial. I want you to explain to the people in that locker room.
Different folks, strokes for different folks. If at the end of the day, the guy helps you win, and the pros and cons, or you life, you weigh the positives and the negatives. The positives outdo the negatives, and that it's about the locker room and the culture to make sure you take the negative and save it from the guy.
No,
right? Like that's the rest of your team. Don't put him in the position to fail.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
Caleb Wood, but he's not helping himself.
That's the only bail you can shoot him, is that Matt Eberflus was a bad coach before he even got there, and they failed Justin Fields.
But the deal is, though, Spenny and I are on the exact same page about it. We just we took a different route to get there. I would contend that if he doesn't have that, he's not talented enough to overcome that.
I agree.
You have to be
if you don't have a locker
talented.
room, that's a death sentence as a quarterback.
That's a
if you
wrap.
don't have a locker room.
That's a wrap, everybody. Period. End of story. Planet Fitness was just there a couple hours ago, as a matter of fact. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios. And guess what? You're a cardio person, tons of cardio equipment. If you're
Shout
a weights
out.
person,
Shout
Spenny,
out.
what are we on tonight?
Today is back.
Today's back.
Yes, back. Thursday.
Tons of weights for the back. I don't even know how to exercise my
Reverse
back.
grip. A lot of pull downs, a lot of rows.
All right, so there it is. I learned something right there. But there's tons of that equipment too. 30-minute circuits if you're pressed for time. Basically, whatever you want to do in your workout goals and whatever they are, that's available to you at Planet Fitness. Here's the best part, $24.99 a month for the black card option. You go to any Planet Fitness, over 50 of them in Metro Detroit, over 2,600 of them around the world. They are everywhere. Everywhere we do a show from, there's always a Planet Fitness close by. Nothing changes for me. The routine stays the same. It can for you too. Hey, some of you are paying $70, $80, $90 a month for a gym membership to lift the same weights. They're literally the same. The same company makes them. They weigh the same. The 60-pound weights are 60 pounds at
You
Planet
produced
Fitness
that
too.
commercial, I'm convinced.
What's that?
You produced the commercial.
No,
I'm
I did
convinced.
not. But hey, don't pay more money to lift the same weights, everybody. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
1800 Tequila is the official tequila of the Woodward Sports live watch party and post-game show. They are also a proud partner of the Detroit Lions. You see, they got that awesome Lions-themed bottle. You can go pick that up. It's in stores right now all over Michigan. If you don't see it in your favorite liquor store, tell them to order it. They'll order it, and they'll have it very soon. Lions and 1800 is a partnership made in heaven. 1800 Tequila, the smoothest taste of tequila, and as always, please drink responsibly.
Yay, yay. Hour number 2 of the show. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. Spencer Raxter in the building. One half of the heavyweights, 5 to 7.
Shout out.
Shout out to the heavyweights. Tap in with him and Easy. KG, kind of the jack of all trades here at Woodward Sports, and all of you.
Yep. 75% of the audio.
Yep.
There you go. That's what it is. That's his usage rate, everybody. Jump into the Woodward Sports chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Follow us on all the socials as well. We're your favorite station's favorite station. Let's just say it like that. But we're getting into this discussion. It kind of spun off on Caleb Williams and like that broke-ass Chicago Bears organization. And D-Mac had the great foresight to move it to this. The Lions over the next 2 games, I believe, will face very similar quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson this week, who tapped out.
He did.
Make no mistake about it. He
documented.
tapped out.
Yeah.
Said,
In 4K.
I'm tired. I'm tapping out.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
On a 3rd and what, 7?
Yeah,
8?
they were in the red zone.
Yeah, I think it was 3rd and goal.
Yeah, like you're in the fucking red zone. You can't hold it together for 2 more downs. Like,
I mean, look, the moral of the story is this, D-Mac. With what the Lions do defensively, there can't be a better match. You can't run a bad quarterback out there against the Lions, because if you do, and I don't want to hear about the running and the mobile and all that kind of stuff, because at some point, you're not Army. At some point, you have to throw the football.
Exactly.
In this league, you have to throw the football. I saw somebody earlier say, well, Caleb Williams actually looked good against the Packers. At some point, you have to be responsible for touchdowns.
Yeah.
In this league, at the quarterback spot, D-Mac. Yes.
Especially when you're going to shut down your star running back.
Yeah.
Every time you come out, we're going to stop your running game.
And Jonathan Taylor's one of those guys. Like, I know that people love him and stuff like that. I'm sorry, man. No way I'm paying him what the Colts are paying him, but I digress. We'll get to that later. But D-Mac, that's a great call on your part. Because I want to say this. Like, 7.5, my antenna's up with the spread. I will say that. Once you get north of a touchdown on the road, I generally opt out. And that's not even I know you don't. you blind
not
fire.
Not this team.
Yeah, not this team.
Not this team.
They don't care about the spread.
Where they're going, what they're doing, mission at hand. You know, like,
which is fair. But D-Mac, you got to punish these 2 bad quarterbacks back to back.
No, well, it's not about punishing, Neil. You know what it's about? It's about continuing what you started to see against, what did we say against with C.J. Stroud being the most mobile quarterback that we faced, and we saw something different, even though the game played out the way, but it's sort of a different contain. One of the things is that's still like the question that we've had trouble in the past was containing a mobile quarterback. You're going to have to face these issues right now, and these are something that you're going to have to face to win a Super Bowl. So I think this is what's being preached, right? Like, there's a game plan and a mission every game that Dan Campbell gets these guys up for. Task at hand this week is to continue the offense of what they did, but they're going to look in and they're going to say, Dan Campbell's preached, don't take these guys lightly, right? Not that I think that they would, but there's something deeper in this team character-wise. This Indianapolis team isn't as a whole. Maybe their quarterback will quit, but the rest of these guys won't. It's not like Jacksonville. You knew last week, once you get Jacksonville down, I mean, they're pros. They're going to try, but men amongst boys. That's the attitude you want to continue to go with. And it's, again, what game plan are you dictating? Let's take care of the ball. I'm sure they're going to come out firing the way that they have, but we still have questions on, you know, Darius Hunter's second game. How is he going to be effective? What are we going to do? Linebacker losing Anzalone. I mean, it still is the Indianapolis Colts. You know, they're not one of the 3-win teams. They can figure out a way to put a win together. They had a big win last week. So, task at hand.
No doubt. And look, we can spin this out too. And IT Hip says Colts have a terrible run defense and pass defense. Lions should be able to score at will on them. And that is true. But I'm focusing more on what Bob Jones says. The next 2 teams have a history of tapping out. We could very easily make both of them tap out and have a couple of laugher games. And no doubt, I won't call for that on the road because that's not the way that I operate. Mm-hmm. But I will say this Colts game to me has the feel of a game that they may not win by 25 or 30, but it'll be like the Cardinals game to me, I think. Okay. Where they're in control the whole time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you never had a feeling like they were going to lose a Cardinals game. Never. Yeah. And that's all I'm looking for in a road game. To me, that's a road blowout. I agree. When you control it and you're dictating the terms and the other team doesn't really have a chance, that's kind of what I'm looking for in the Colts game. Now it's touchy because you got the 2 games in 4 days. But again, going back to it, 2 soft-ass quarterbacks, dude. 2 soft-ass quarterbacks. And you have to have a quarterback in this league. Because remember earlier, D-Mac, when I was talking about 9 teams in this league have 3 wins or less? Like 9 teams. When you look at it, the Jaguars, are they set at the quarterback spot? No. Financially, they are. Would, yeah. The Giants, the Raiders, the Titans, the Browns, the Patriots. the Jets, the Cowboys, the Panthers. You see what I'm saying, though?
I know.
What are the biggest question marks on pretty much all of those teams?
Quarterback.
The quarterback spot, dude. So when you play one of these teams, you got to choke them out. And I think that the Lions will.
Well, and I'm getting text messages from my friend Patty Reed and the contingency in Indianapolis, and all they say is that we'll go down fighting.
And that is a Colts brand.
That we're going to fight to the end. And I think that's what we respect. And I think that as a warrior or going into battle, that's exactly what Dan Campbell's preaching to his team. These guys won't quit no matter what you throw at them. We got to play a 60-minute game. And this, you're getting into the second part of the season. One of the other things, Neil, going back to Laporta, you got 2 games in such a short amount of time. If there's any inkling that he's not 100%, he's not playing this week.
Yeah.
You're going to save him for Thanksgiving Day game. That's what you're going to see. But they're going to, if he's in there, look at him to be effective.
Yeah, and again, like going back to it, they're right. The Colts, every year you look at the Colts and you're like, man, this is going to be the year they stink. And then they never do. They're always on the graphic. You ever notice that?
Yeah,
it's
Irsay might be a lunatic, but he's a good owner.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're always on the playoff graphic at the end.
Competitive, yeah.
The last game of the season always the playoffs are on the line for them.
Right.
But, at the same time, can I hit you with this since we were talking about it? I know we're late for the break. Actually, we'll do it on the other side of the break. Let's do that because I know that it's going to spin a discussion, and it has to do with Jonathan Taylor. But, hey.
Let's do it.
New Holland Brewing, everybody. They're elite, man. Over their local Michigan company on the west side of the state. They have concocted the Dutch Long Drink Taller. It is my favorite drink, period. That's it. How does it work? Well, New Holland Brewing takes their small batch gin, they mix it with the grapefruit puree, and magic happens in that can. New Holland Brewing Company, they're doing everything right over there. The Tangerine Space Machine, you really want to get granular on it. The real ones, the Dragon's Milk, all of it over there is elite. New Holland Brewing, man, they only put out bangers, and Taller's the biggest banger of them all. Trust me. Get it at Total Wine, get it at Meyer. If you're one of the few that haven't tried it yet, do yourself a favor and try it. Taller, the Dutch Long Drink, New Holland Brewing Company.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
You're an ugly guy. That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you can win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram.
UGLYN, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. Why, boy, you ugly.
Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports and follow us to enter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
Inside of Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you. And show us all how you outkicked your coverage.
Your mama said you ugly, hey.
From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Greatest promotion in promotion history. Yes, that would be
Yes.
Woodward Sports. Unless Stanford want to reward you for out-kicking your coverage. That's right. If your significant other is hotter than you can win tickets to this Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. Find the best pick of her with the average-looking you. Post it on X or Instagram with the hashtag Woodward Tickets. Tag at Woodward Sports and follow us to enter. We will announce a winner on November 25th. Outkick your coverage from Woodward Sports. Unless Stanford Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC in Dearborn and Ferndale together. Let's drive.
All right, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, and of course KG in the building. Tomorrow, Nickel Package Friday. The holiday season is upon us. We will get a Black Santa update. I'm excited for that. Terry Foster will be in. D-Mac, we'll bring you up to speed with the doings of Black Santa when you get back in next week, okay?
Yay.
Yeah.
Need the updates. I got questions. You can answer some other. I left a list of questions for Kenny to ask Uncle Terry.
Yes, sir.
Even Kenny wasn't sure.
Yeah, there's
what I
something
love.
we need answers about. One in particular, but we'll tease it,
Appreciate you guys.
I do have a Lions-Colts question, but real quick, recruiting news. Everyone's talked about, Michigan and their chase for a quarterback, and we all know what's going on with that. And he's the number one player in the country, right? Bryce Underwood's the number one player in the country.
Yep. And we just landed one of his teammates, too.
Yeah, it's one of his wide receivers. Oh, safety?
Yeah, I thought it was safety, yeah.
Okay, here I have two questions about this.
Okay.
Keep me honest on the running back thing, though, with the Colts and the Lions.
Okay.
I have a question for you, KG.
All right.
And it's Michigan. Why is it? Because they flipped one, and I'm not a huge recruiting guy because I don't care until they get on campus.
Yeah.
Why is it? Because they flipped a guy and they lost a guy, right?
Yeah.
Why is it they lost the guy and that's fine. He doesn't fit here anyway. You don't want that kind of guy. But then when you flip the other guy, you're like, let's go. Here we go. Wouldn't you want to keep the same energy about the guy doing the same thing or no?
I mean, yeah, but that's just fans. They gonna get excited, with people coming in. Whoever leaves, it's like we didn't.
No, but do you understand what it sounds
him.
like?
I get it, but we didn't get a chance.
We don't want that kind of guy here.
Yeah, I get that, Neil, but we didn't get a chance to see the guy anyway. So what difference does it make?
Okay, I asked the question.
I get what you.
And it's not unique to you.
No, it's not.
It's everybody across the country.
Yeah.
So I just had to ask.
I didn't detect a lot of tone in that, so I appreciate that. But yeah,
because I was wondering about it.
No, that's real.
On the other side, there was some breaking recruiting news, I guess. The number 2 player in the country, who is also a quarterback, 5-star, Julian Juju Lewis, has committed to Colorado and Coach Prime.
Whew. Do you believe?
That's not. Oh my God! But my question is, very simply, Shedeur Sanders is going to go to the NFL draft. He even went out and said, I'm not enrolling in classes.
Sounds like he's staying at Colorado.
Sounds like it.
Because I don't think you would commit there if he's not. And,
or you're going with him no matter where he ends up.
Or you're going with him. Yeah, but next year.
Either way.
If he goes to Florida State, man, that would be so sick.
It'll be electric.
But here's my question.
Or
so
Miami.
you can get a quarterback then?
Ooh.
Like when your quarterback is a high draft pick and leaves?
Okay, here's the tone.
Yep.
So you can get a quarterback. Like it's allowed.
Oh, my God. he was doing so well, Neil. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Don't do that.
But you can get a quarterback.
Yes, Neil.
Okay.
You can get a quarterback.
What about Jonathan Taylor?
I asked a question. Like that's it.
We was doing so well. I applauded you. I'm taking that back now.
Okay. Anyway. All right, D-Mac. Question. Not even a question. More of a statement. The Jonathan Taylor thing. Because that's the pushback. Like, they're like, well, Jonathan Taylor's a good running back. And
I would say damn good, but yeah.
He's a good running back.
He's a good running back. I think he's oversold.
He's a good. You got great running backs on this team. There's what is he running back 25th in the league.
No, but
20th
he's
in
a
the
one-man show over there. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, we have two great
Where's my
backs in our
fantasy
backfield.
owners at?
Yeah.
I got Jonathan Taylor in fantasy.
How's
No,
he doing?
he's done.
He's good. I mean, he'll have a stinker week when Anthony Richardson isn't doing anything. And
Like,
they're
he's
just stocking
good.
everybody, but he's solid. Yeah.
He's good. He's not great. You expect him to be a game breaker? There's no running back that's a game breaker against us. You know,
Right.
That's
like
the
he's
point.
just another guy.
Yeah.
I'm not
But-
worried about him.
Here's the deal. I just want to. This is a Brad Holmes thing. It's not, it's not an anti-Jonathan Taylor thing, even though I am kind of anti-Jonathan Taylor, because in no world am I giving him 3 years at $42 million.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot of
That's
money.
obscene.
It's a lot of money.
Now, granted, again, you want to talk about like total guarantees. If you want to boil it down, it's 3 years, $27 million. Like that's what they're on the hook for. Are you more comfortable
Yes.
with Jonathan Taylor for that?
No.
Or are you more comfortable with David Montgomery at 2 years, $10.5 million
This
guaranteed?
is not even close.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Like, you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's the story. Like, that's the point. That's what I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
Not even close.
I like our spot.
And you getting better production from the cheaper running back. So.
Because, Spenny, I think, like, the fantasy thing oftentimes misses the mark, but I think in the case of Jonathan Taylor, it's exactly right. Mm-hmm. Jonathan Taylor will always be overdrafted.
Yeah.
Always. Like, you got him.
I got him in the second round, I think.
Yeah, but he's also too. You know what you're going to get. He's going to get this attempts. He's going to have
Right, like I
this
said,
many
he's a
points. His
one-man show.
consistency, It's like a shooting percentage.
Yeah.
He's going to get. What is he? He's a 25 goal guy.
Yeah.
Right, to maybe 30.
Yeah, 3
goal
down back.
guy to whatever else. The thing, what becomes apparent, Neil, when you start talking about these other teams and what they have, because when you talk about Montgomery, you got Gibbs too.
Yep.
Taylor doesn't have that, right? Which makes him a sale earlier to fantasy owners because he's their bell cow.
And he doesn't
it
even have a
makes more
quarterback.
sense to fantasy, but not to when you're talking about. Yeah, I'm always going to pay David Montgomery a little bit more for this production. 'Cause
But he's
this is-
cheaper.
What?
He's cheaper, like
He's cheaper.
a lot cheaper, and that's the point of all this. It wasn't
There's
even a
the
running
flex.
back thing; it was a GM thing. Like I still don't through all this. We get caught up in the draft, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Because, and I see people in the chat talking about like Jahmyr Gibbs and stuff. Gibbs doesn't qualify in this argument because he's still on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we don't have to worry about him for a minute.
The only thing I will say is Taylor had the numbers to kind of warrant him getting paid as opposed to Monty. Yes, he was close to 1,000 yards with no offensive line, but he was still, I guess, quote, quote, unproven, I guess you would say, at that point.
But 3 at 42, and I would even back it up to say even the guarantee. Like the get 3 at 28 guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
I hear you. I hear you.
No, it's just, it goes to show you the blueprint of this organization. And as they continue to sign their guys, which they will, it's just, this ain't going anywhere, D-Mac. And it all boils down to this, to all bring it back in. Spenny's all in. He'll bet his life on a Super Bowl this year, winning a Super Bowl.
Yes.
And I would chase that to say this. I have been incredibly calm, and I still feel this way. I even in the playoffs, D-Mac, I will be overly calm. This man will deliver us a Super Bowl by the way he operates. It's not a question, to quote a very, very good friend of mine that's in this room, it's not a question of when, it's when. That's it. This is happening. And maybe it won't be this year. Maybe it won't. Like, for real. I know we're in Spenny. Everybody calm down. Like, leave the swords. Easy, guy. Easy. No,
Ron Breaker's here.
Yeah.
Ron Breaker.
Right. The dogs is out in Detroit
Dogs
tonight.
in the house.
Right.
There is 100%. And when I bring these things up about the David Montgomery against Jonathan Taylor thing from a financial perspective, it further solidifies this. I know this Lions team will win a Super Bowl. I know they will. And I'm not talking about it from don't do something at the trade deadline. I'm talking about from the perspective of I'm oddly calm about all this. Because I see it.
No.
Because I have the data everywhere. I see what Brad Holmes does, even with free agency and in the draft and all of it. They're not going anywhere. They will win a Super Bowl, period.
I agree with that because he has the foresight. Like with the David Montgomery thing, he kind of had the foresight to see, like, I can get the most out of this guy for a cheaper price. You know, it's kind of being ahead of the curve. So I could definitely see why you would think that way, but they getting it this year, Neil. I mean, come on now.
Sure. I didn't say they weren't.
Yeah.
All right.
But he has a knack for getting in at the right time.
But D-Mac, it's inevitable.
Life is all about timing.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, D-Mac?
It is. I mean, it's inevitable. I said it. It's true.
Like
It's not
Thanos.
when, it's when.
It's not when, it's when.
So you're talking about look at and go through all the aspects that you have to be a team to compete and to win the Super Bowl. All levels clicking, right? That's why going into this week, they're on a mission, Neil. And this is just another part of that mission. This week's just as important. All the rest of them don't matter. It's all about this week. That's what they tell us coming out of Allen Park, and that's what they show us.
That's it. That's all. So that was the drive. Mike G, no tone on Big Z. We just got him. Who's Big Z?
Zadarius.
Oh, it's Zadarius Smith.
And I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
detect any tone with it.
Yeah.
No. I was saying I'm not saying don't do a trade or anything like that because you want to protect the future. I'm not. This future is
Now.
No, it is now.
No, for sure.
But it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Like a Super Bowl here is inevitable. It will happen. Maybe it doesn't happen.
This is why
year.
you let him go at his own pace. Like, that's why he doesn't mortgage the future, because he's confident in his ability to put a team together that will be able to compete.
No doubt. Where were we at? Oh, the pregame show. That's right. Look, nobody does football Sundays better than Woodward Sports. Tens of thousands of you agree because that's how many people are watching every Sunday. Woodward and Maine, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Matthew Broder, Terry Foster, who will be in tomorrow for DMAC.
Shout out.
They give way to the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show. Myself and Sean Belesian. 10 a.m. till noon. We will be in the house here live in studio, brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey as well. And guys, again, you're not getting this from the flagship. You're not getting this from a TV network. We break it down, even when there's not stuff to be broken down. Then we'll get in there and we'll have some laughs and everything like that. We have you covered. Pete Spivak gives you a parlay winner. It's as right as the sun coming up. And that's what we do on the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show. Nobody in Detroit does football game days like Woodward Sports. Fact, not opinion. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's the new crispy chicken and pizza now has signature wings. For a limited time only, you can go there and try. They got 7 different flavors to choose from. My personal favorite is the spicy garlic, but the honey barbecue, the lemon pepper, the buffalo, they are all delicious. So try them all for yourself and choose your favorite. To find a Soroki's near you, go to Sorokis.com.
Keeping it pushing here, coming out on the stretch on a Thursday. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you. And the chat thread jump into their Steve-O baby. What if they don't win the Super Bowl, Neil? Anything can happen in the NFL. Then they'll win it next year. They will win a Super Bowl. They will.
Hutch and Z on the same line? Come on, dog.
I hate what
They
if.
get better next year.
Yeah.
I hate what if. What if they don't do this? What if they do that? What if they don't? Like,
Well, yeah, then they get Hutch and Z next
anybody
year.
could say
All
that
year.
about anything ever. What if? What if? What if?
Right. Semantics.
Dude, Spenny.
Oh, yeah.
The ends next year are Hutch and Zadarius Smith for a full season.
And you still got DJ Reader
And
and
elite.
Ali McNeil locked down.
Best
And you're getting
D-line in
Kaminsky back.
Arguably best D-line in football next year.
They're going to be better next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
probably.
already, before the draft, before
Wait.
free agency.
Hopefully we re-sign Carlton Davis. That's my biggest concern. Like I said, the Kirby one's going to get done. I'm not worried about that. But hopefully they ink Carlton Davis to a 2-year extension, something like that. But yeah, the infrastructure is there. It's what happens when you lock down your pillars.
Yep.
No doubt. James in the chat. Top 5 things that get you on Black Santa's naughty list. No, James, we will pass on that one.
Yeah.
We do not need that in
Yeah,
here.
nah. Y'all can't handle that.
No, absolutely.
Y'all ain't ready for that.
They're going to be
Rephrase
better.
that. Neil does not need that.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Right.
I don't need that
You
kind
don't
of
need to navigate those waters.
Right.
Yeah. Danny G, what if an asteroid strikes Earth and there's no more football? What if?
That's true.
No, what if?
That's a good question. That
Build
would
a better
suck.
Earth.
That'd make Michigan the last national championship.
It would.
Yeah.
Kiss the rings for real.
That would suck.
Nobody
though.
can
talking about that
overtake their
was,
throne.
Not that. The Lions not getting a Super Bowl by the time the Earth explodes.
Oh man, yeah, that would be.
That would suck.
I'd be so pissed.
That would be so big.
Like, you
if
know
I
that-
if I literally saw a fucking asteroid, I go outside right now and there's an asteroid hurling towards Earth. I'm like, God damn it,
No,
man, you're gonna get it. Like,
Not right now.
Yeah.
It's in the second half, and you're up.
Right, you
24.
up like 14 in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl, and that's when it'll happen.
I'd sell my
bro.
soul to Elon Musk to have his satellites block the just until the Lions win the Super Bowl. Then whatever.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Don't they have Davenport too? They do not. He's a free agent.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think we took our cost controlled spin at that.
Took a swing.
Yeah.
100%. I don't
Crapped
have a
out
problem
on that one, but it is what it is.
Could you imagine like that instant, like that, like when it hits? Because you won't die like the second it hits, but you know, like that wave of fire that comes
Terminator
out.
2?
The blast radius.
But yeah, when you see it coming, like that split second, you see it coming at you before you're instantly incinerated.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people that would be like their last thought.
That would be crazy.
Damn, we didn't get that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So mad. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like, bro, we was there. They was running the ball.
They're just kneeing the ball out.
They running the clock out, literally, like.
I would be like, I'm counting that, like right before, right before
Still
it happens.
counts.
Right.
Yes. James, Neil, did the delegation give you your card yet? Do we have an update?
No, you know, you know, maybe around Mardi Gras, we trying, man. I told you what the problem is, though. You got to stop getting caught with these old faces, man, on these thumbnails. You keep getting caught with your mouth open, man.
But they could do that with you if they wanted to.
They could, but they don't, because it's always you.
Ryan Lentz in the back.
Hey, man.
Attention, Ryan Lentz in the back. We need a KG with his mouth open.
Hey, that's fine. I got
Pause.
my card. It's fine. You can't remove my shit.
Oh, hey,
So-
by your logic, it'll get taken away.
No,
Is there like
Neil,
a...
it's years in. We're here. I'm a veteran.
Card holders, we're in a different level. You know,
Yeah, man.
It has to get taken away. You got to do something egregious.
No, for real.
All right, Ryan Lentz.
I
help me
like
out.
this one. Brad Holmes or Lions fans are so damaged that we think Armageddon will come before we can win the Super Bowl. I
would
don't
that
think we
be
believe
SOL?
it as much as we used to.
Samson would be like,
We
I
used to
told you
really
it's
believe it.
not.
Now we're saying it's Samsonite. We got a chance.
Yeah.
Right. Is that SOL?
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about, though? Like that split second before
Anson would be like, I knew it.
Oh, man. Mike O. Brothers don't sport an O face, Neil. No, if you freeze a frame, you can get that. Ryan, help me out in
They
the back.
always seem to catch you and nobody else. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Ryan, help me in the back. All right. Kyle, Neil, you did say you like the dark meat. That was not me.
No, you
I
said
like
you
them.
like the whites exclusively.
I like it. Dark meat is better for sure. I'm a big fan of dark meat.
Yeah, they not letting you go.
More
for that.
so on chicken, I think, than
Turkey too.
No,
turkey too.
Dark meat turkey.
Give me a turkey leg any day of the week.
Uh,
Chicken, the thigh. Thigh, best piece of chicken, best piece of woman. Thigh.
But you're at the mercy of the gravy at that point.
Yeah.
I feel like. We'll get to that, though. Next week, D-Mac.
Yeah.
We
you
got the
excited?
draft,
You
and
excited for
then-
the Thanksgiving food
Oh,
draft?
more, you know me, more excited for Wednesday's non-sports stuff than whatever. We're talking Thanksgiving food, the draft, top 5.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be electric.
No,
I love playing that
absolutely.
sound. That's the best sound. I don't care if the Lions win it now. That's still the best sound ever.
No,
Facts.
it absolutely is. It's
Yeah.
even better
That's how it
now.
was
Yeah,
built.
because we're winning.
That's how it was built.
Is the draft better now, D-Mac?
Yeah,
than it
because we're
was
not
when we
dependent
stunk?
on it.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because
100%, much more, and we haven't done it. And no, and I think just where, and also too because we're doing a top 5, so we're gonna what's gonna be cool is doing the draft, 4-round draft, and then going through
Our big
the top
boards.
5 of what our favorites are and see who sniped your favorite foods. How many of your favorites did you get? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's going to happen, yeah.
Don't let
Oh,
me
yeah,
get
no,
the first pick.
Absolutely.
don't let me get the first pick either.
I know
already
that if
number one on my big
what
board.
my first pick is, if I get it, I know I'm hoping I'll get it.
I already got my first 3 set.
That would be cool. You know what?
Couple
cool
designer
to have
ones
a
in there,
virtual-
but I got my
a
first
plate.
3 set.
Imagine if as you're picking, your plate gets full, and then you have to look at it and go, whose plate looks the best?
That's fair.
We don't have the budget for that.
Nope.
I wish.
No, it would be though. After we get that Super Bowl, whatever happens.
Yeah, yep.
At that point,
that'll be the happiest day of my life.
No, seriously.
Thomas Perry, turkey breast done correctly, brined and not overcooked is the bomb. Come to my house.
That's the key. Is just you can't overcook the turkey.
You were at the mercy of the preparer.
For sure. Yeah. No,
a lot of people just overcook it.
My Uncle Dave, my Uncle Dana, they make great turkeys. I've always been more of a dark meat man.
A lot of hate for the green bean casserole.
I love green bean casserole.
I do too. I feel like it's going to be a good value play.
It is. That'll be a good value pick.
Because you can't disrespect. You can not like the green bean casserole, but you can't disrespect its resume.
You only eat it 3 times a year. Only time you eat it is Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. Those are the only times you eat it.
You lost me. Y'all on a different planet. I've never tasted a green bean casserole that was actually good.
You have to respect its resume, though,
It's
KG.
not a staple in
the
black Thanksgiving household. It's not a staple. But I understand why y'all like it. But
talking to me like I don't know.
I've never had it. I've never had a good one. So I'll just say that. But maybe if y'all give me a fire one, I'll change my opinion.
I'm a green bean fan. I'll just eat regular.
No, I like green beans.
Yeah.
Just with casserole, nah. I'm good.
Is mashed potatoes and gravy separate items?
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Because you can use the gravy in a
gravy is
multitude of ways.
D-Mac, are we good with? Is the delegation good with that?
What'd you say?
Mashed potatoes and gravy are separate.
That's got to be 2 picks.
Separate
Yes,
entities.
it is.
They're separate
Technically,
players.
it is separate
It is,
because
yeah.
the gravy is not just for mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
It's for
It's
turkey.
literally
Put it
for
on the
everything
dressing.
else.
You put it on the turkey. You put it on.
You're saying
Stuffing.
mashed potatoes is a separate, or gravy is a separate thing.
Yeah.
Well, just like scalloped potatoes or.
Gears, games, and grubs. I want to see Neil, D-Mac, and Spenny eat some chitlins on Woodward Sports Live.
I've never had chitlins. I'll try them though.
Yeah, I will too.
Yeah, okay.
What? What's the problem?
I'm not a chitlin fan, but
I'll
I
throw-
mean, more
I like
power to
pig's
you.
feet.
Yeah. I give you a 7.5 on that deal. You get there.
All right.
It's the delivery. I always say it's the delivery. But
All right, let's take the break and recalibrate here, okay? Let's do that. Tell them about Mark White, please.
I will tell them about Mark White because if you're looking to buy or sell your home, Mark White should be your first choice. He can save you up to $5,000 of your closing costs. Just call him at 248-290-8242 or visit him at markwhitesells.com. Again, he'll save you up to $5,000 on your closing costs. Mark White should be your first choice.
Oh, the hog mob.
The hog mob, all the pigs.
You're an ugly guy. That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you can win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram.
U-G-L-I-N, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. What? You ugly.
Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports and follow us to enter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
inside of Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you and show us all how you outkicked your coverage.
Your mama said you ugly. Hey.
From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
If you're dealing with divorce, child custody visitation, or other family law issues, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back. 10 plus years of experience and 24/7 availability. Scan the QR code on the screen or call 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports sent you, and KDK will pay your filing fee. KDK Law, they've got your back.
All right, Woodward Sports. What do we got?
I was just going to say, I was thinking about it during the break, and I'm not going to use a draft pick on it because it technically is 2 items, and it's not really draft worthy if I only have 5, but it's going to be in my top 5, the steak and cake. You know, I've talked to you guys about
Oh,
this.
yeah.
It's my Uncle Roel started it, that after after all the dinner goes away and you bring out all the cookies and pies and cake and stuff like that, he gets on the grill, he throws some steaks on the grill, cuts them up, walks around, he's got the bite-sized steaks.
That's wild.
Steak
dude.
and cake, man. It's
You
fucking,
guys just stay eating over there at the restaurant.
That sounds awesome. Man. Can I come over?
Italians, Polish, and Filipinos. Like, there's so much food over there.
That is dope.
That's absolutely wild.
I'm going to Smitty's, man.
Hey,
they
come
doing
through.
it right over there.
D-Mac, quick Red Wings question for you. You're going to be in the building tonight.
Yes, I will.
Can you get the offense going?
I told you 2 phone calls for him.
No,
he
but
had his
maybe
shit together.
Pavel's in the building. Maybe he will
Is he available?
spark the offense. Yeah, is he available? Yeah, I wish. He's probably the last person that wants any part of that. We'll see. I mean, no better time than now. Just right off the puck drop. I want to see some emotion.
I'm glad that you brought it up because it is Pavel Datsyuk night tonight.
Shout out.
Shout out.
It's my favorite one.
He have the best hands you ever saw?
Some of them in a phone booth. Yeah, different, like in small spaces and stuff like that. Just to come out with it, the greatest thief of all time. You pick your pocket from anywhere, and it's just if you watch the way like that Pavel, just the way his edges and stuff like that, it was always on attack, and he was faster than people thought he was because. If you watch Pavel walk, he's got sort of a Neanderthal gait, but it helps him when he skates. And like, if you didn't want you to have that puck, you couldn't have it. And I think he was better stick handling the small spaces and stuff, protect the puck than Sergei was.
Yeah. That work he would do in the corners, like where the puck would go in the corner and you would fear for his life, because he's a little bit smaller guy, and then he would come out of it with the puck.
But here's the thing.
It was wild.
Here's the thing. He was like, Peter Forsberg was the first one that sort of like the reverse, have the puck and then guy go to hit him and he'd shoulder him. Pavel was so strong on the puck, but whatever like that. He looked smaller because he's sort of hunched, but no. You couldn't knock him off the puck. And then you go to hit him and he'd reverse shoulder you and knock you on your ass. The greatest goal we ever saw was in Dallas when he pulled out the reverse toe drag. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by reverse toe drag, he's a left-handed shot. So usually you go down and deke, right? Forehand, you go to your backhand or you go to your forehand. He reverse toe dragged it, but the most impressive thing was what you have to do with your feet. So it's almost like a Texas two-step where you got to rotate your feet and not to get too technical, but there's a thing in hockey called the Mohawk turn, when you go from forward to backward, backward to forward. And he did it all in transition to make the goalie stupid. And one of these things is somebody asked me, you ever try that? Try that. If I tried that, I'd break my neck.
Right.
I'd be like, whoa, bam, concussed on the ice and stuff like that. That's like Pavel Datsyuk used to pull guys like out of the bench. Like Sergei, you half expected it when he would do something magical. It'd be like, oh yeah, that's Sergei. But Pavel, it was like crazy. And the greatest test to that, Neil, was look at when he got called up and played in the 0-2 playoffs or whatever. And where do you stick him? You stick him on a line. 2 kids and a goat. Pavel Datsyuk, Boyd Devereaux, 21, 22, 23-year-old guys, and then Brett Hull.
There's no way that should have worked.
And to have Brett Hull's blessing, like loved him as much to whatever.
How did he receive that?
Was the hardest sell of anybody.
Was he just like, yeah, let's run it, or no?
Hully?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once he saw what Pavel could do, like he was one of the first one to go, this kid's special.
Yeah.
And then just sort of train him, just give him the puck, and it's all about working the best. But that's when you saw that it was something special. And then when Z came the next year, and you see these two together, they got the moniker the Euro Twins. Like the most impressive thing was watching these guys in practice before and after just pass the puck around, play one-on-one together. That's why they were so good.
And that was going to be the lead into my next question. Like all that shit that he did, like on penalty shot or in breakaways or stuff like that. Like he did stuff that he was like groundbreaking putting it between his
and then
legs
he's
and all
got
that crazy shit.
Yeah.
He's got that deep.
Did you see him practice
He did it
it?
against Chicago, and then he just flicks it
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Like, come
That was
on,
my
man.
favorite one.
He's my
Yeah.
favorite Detroit sports athlete of all time. The guy, he was the most fun I've ever had watching an individual
Yeah, the
athlete.
flash, the
watching him
sizzle.
play. He's got the silkiest mitts of all time, and you know he had what, like 2 fights in his career, D-Mac. But you push him to it, and he'll do it. Lady Bing, consensual guy. I love Pavel Datsyuk so much. I was so happy he got in there. He deserves it so bad to get into the Hall. So, Pavs, he got the 2 cups with the Wings, and the most fun athlete I've ever seen play any sport.
Did he practice that stuff, D-Mac?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh,
in
yeah.
practice?
And more so like alone or with Z or like messing around, stick handling, all this stuff. Like, all
you would see him, like,
all the
trying this
greatest,
crazy stuff.
You would see signs of it. You might not see him how he was going to pull it out, but you know he's always, working on something.
That's wild, man.
It's crazy.
No, he did some stuff. Real quick, too, in the chat, DNC ENT. He's got a good one for you tonight, Spenny. Listen up to this one for the Pistons game. Pistons playing the Hornets.
Yep.
They need that one.
They do.
They need that
They
one.
want that one.
Yeah, you got to get
I
that
take a
one.
money line for sure.
Cade Cunningham, triple-double. Ivy, 15-plus points. Brandon Miller, 15-plus points. Miles Bridges, 15-plus points. Over 22-1.
I like that.
I don't hate that.
I don't hate that at
22 to
all.
1.
I don't hate it at all.
No doubt. All right, that's DNC ENT's little parlay in there.
Shout out Caesar Sportsbook.
Caesar Sportsbook. Promo code Woodward 1000. You can try that for free if you want.
You could.
Up to $1,000. Get you 22,000 and some change if you wanted to be if you wanted to go. I mean, you could.
Yeah, you could.
You'll get it back as a free bet.
You had to put up a lot, but yeah.
I'm just saying, you could do it. Mike G. Pabs is my favorite Red Wing. I'm sorry, D-Mac.
No offense taken.
Was he your favorite
That's
Red
why
Wing?
you've been working so hard the last 3 years on your Russian. We get it. Love who you love.
Yeah, it is. It was just, he was crazy, man. He was absolutely crazy. Marty Turco still looking for that Pavs D.
Jake said, Spenny, you got a Datsyuk jersey? Yeah, I have the Winter Classic Datsyuk jersey, the ones that's like the cream.
Yeah, that was one of the best
That's
ones.
my favorite Red Wings jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is it. All right, let's take the final break, come back. You got any questions for the show? We haven't done this in a minute.
Let's do it.
Spenny, KG, me, D-Mac, whatever you got. Let's talk about it, okay? I'm excited for this one. Fire away. Can't wait. All right.
Sure, it's going to be some responsible questions, but first let me tell you
About the watch.
about the watch party and the post-game show live at Hayes Social for every Detroit Lions game. Presented by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Soroki Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1800 Tequila. Come out and join us every Lions game at Hayes Social. You got me and Easy for the watch party, and then Stick and Anson for the post-game show. It's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun last week. It's going to be the same amount of fun this week. Come out and join us. I'll buy you your first drink.
How about that?
Come out and see us at Hayes
Shoot, I'm
Social.
going to roll up.
Not you.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Neil Rule here for FeldmanAuto.com and the Feldman Automotive Group. 18 Feldman Automotive locations in and around the Metro Detroit area. Anchored by Feldman Chevrolet in Novi because they're Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer and the largest EV dealer in the nation. That is a fact. But what if you want a Ford? What if you want a Kia? What if you want a different make of car? The playbook remains the same. Go to feldmanauto.com. You can find the car you like. You can actually start the buying process online as well if you so choose. And they're the best at it. I got the keys to my car in about 2 hours, as a matter of fact. So yeah, I'll take it. Boom, got the keys 2 hours later. That doesn't happen at a lot of dealerships, everybody. It does at feldmanauto.com dealerships. They do great work in the community with the Children's Miracle Network Hospital. They've been around since 1996. They're part of the fabric in Detroit. FeldmanAuto.com. All right. Ask us anything. Final segment of the show on a Thursday. D-Mac's out tomorrow. So if you got something for D-Mac, speak now or forever hold your peace. Brad, Mike G. Ask Neil, can your EV outrun an asteroid? It's pretty quick.
I don't know about that one.
It can outrun Truck Guy. I know that for a fact. So it's pretty fast. I'm just saying that.
But does it make noise now?
Woodward Sports chat thread.
My sister-in-law's brother has a Tesla, and I ridden it in the during the bachelor party, and those things,
they're quick.
The get off on them is pretty wild.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's no, there's no pistons or anything.
Nope.
It's just straight pedal
go.
to fucking go. Yeah.
And it throws you back in the seat.
Yeah.
Like you can't get up. Super Bowl cardio. Unless you aspire to be homeless, in which case you should bet your house on Ron Holland 5+ 3-point makes.
No shit. Hey, it's a little aggressive for my taste. But.
KG, how about this one to you? Stephen Baffy. Do you still have same old Lions PTSD? I no longer have that anxiety over the Lions now as a fan. I just expect them to win or go down swinging and bounce back the next week.
No, I don't even like saying those letters together anymore, SOL. That shit is a thing of the past, but we got to talk to Anson about getting that shit out of his system.
For real.
Oh, let me see here.
Hey, I got one.
Yeah.
This is from James a little earlier in the chat. Shout out. KG, if Neil eats the chitlins, does he get his card before the end of the year? It would expedite the process. it would. I mean, considering.
So maybe April then, if it expedites it?
You might be able to get it by December, man. Considering the background of why black people eat chitlins in the first place,
Bring them in.
Yeah.
Bring them in. Here's one for you, D-Mac.
Oh, all right.
Alan W. As a pro athlete, have you had a teammate like Torque that has obviously ability and has shown flashes but just can't execute for some reason? How would you deal with that? I think it's mental with him.
Well, that's his journey, sort of by now. If he's, in your locker room or stuff, it's support or trying to figure it out, but he's got to find it. You find that Torque is really a dime a dozen to guys that you grow up with that are talented or look at first-round draft choices that didn't, pan out with stuff like that. So it's off season. It's got to be more of change whatever up, and to understand. And it's just like you just try to work out with them, let him have him put in some different things. Maybe he's going to change it up a little bit, but really you're just there for moral support when he's there. But this is something that he's got to battle through.
Jake, I love the Red Wings cream jersey. I hate the black ones though.
Yep.
Why don't you just say what you want to say?
Oh Jesus.
I'm gonna say I'm opposite.
I like the black ones too.
Yeah.
I always like the black.
What?
So you don't like the whites no more, huh?
No, I'm off it.
He's off the cream. It's like his coffee, no cream.
You're right.
All black.
Mike G, ask Spenny. Would you let Tiny Tina dress up as a Smurfette and take her to Harper's for Halloween?
Yeah, why not? Harper's wasn't really my spot, but it's always a good time. I was more of a Luhas and the Riv guy.
But Tiny Tina.
I used to get lit with Matt McQuaid at Luhas all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Matt McQuaid and Joey Hauser. Different eras, obviously, but for some reason those big white basketball players loved going to Luhas.
Yeah, McQuaid was always one that got us. Like when we would play Oakland, it was close all the time. Then McQuaid would hit like 5 threes out of nowhere.
was a dog, dude.
Yeah.
I love Matt McQuaid.
I respected him.
Slapped on Michigan State basketball.
I agree with you. More for Spenny from James. Which muscle groups are your favorite for workouts, and which ones do you hate?
Well, I mean, obviously, I hate legs. Everybody hates legs, but my favorite day is back day, probably, just because when I do the reverse grip pull downs, like everything from my forearm down to my obliques is just flexing, and I look like a total fucking monster. So back is probably, and arms is easy, but it's kind of boring after a while doing arms. So I like back is probably my favorite day.
Damn. Yeah. I can't get there on that one.
'Cause I'm a deadlift guy too. Like I my senior year at the Lineman Olympics for Warren, we did it would be all the Warren schools and Centerline, and one of the things was deadlifts, and it was like a controlled, like it was like 325 on I think on the deadlifts, and you just keep repping until you can't. And I got first 2 years in a row. My senior year, I did 72. I did 72 times. I did 325 72 times. Monster. And then the next guy was at like 34. I could deadlift my ass off.
I gotta get Spenny out there with me in the streets.
Hey, I just go so
you think
late.
I have tone?
Yeah.
Wait till you hear it when I feel protected. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Start talking choppy.
Yeah, no doubt. D-Mac. Yeah. There has to be someone to replace Lalone right now. Who do you see stepping in? Well, Jake, he hasn't been fired. But anyway.
No. If you're going to, again, #wiser plan.
Yeah.
Much as everybody wants it, he's got his own plan. So if you did something now, I mean, wait and see. I mean, but the effort of tonight's game might proceed. It's only going to heat up unless these guys take advantage. And
you know what your face is telling me right now?
What?
There is a chance, and this is fair. There's a chance it could be ugly in that building tonight. You know what I mean when I say
absolutely.
ugly in that building. I'm not talking about on the ice.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the stand. It could get ugly.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
ugly.
It get bad.
I actually more expect it if it doesn't. Especially if it goes wrong early. But again, saying that, if they get their heads out of their asses and come out with a good first period and take the attack to them, I think people will get behind them.
Yeah,
because they want to. It's where we're at right now, and nothing's gonna happen till the man himself, Eisman, wants it to.
Dante 151. Neil, is this a letdown spot for the Steelers against Cleveland Browns? It's supposed to snow with rain in Cleveland at game time. And Dante, I'll say this. It's always a potential letdown spot when you're going up against America's quarterback, Jameis Winston.
No,
because you don't know, is today the day he throws for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns? Because it's in there.
He got that Tim Tebow in him. He's ordained. Sometimes he just ordained and he's going to get it.
But you don't know. But you'll know early.
You'll know early. Yeah. By the first throw.
Yeah.
If that first throw is a perfect spiral down the sideline, it hits Jerry Jeudy in the hands, he's going off.
He's going off.
But if it's 5 yards behind him,
it's 9 for 23 for about 20 and 4 picks.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I'm starting Jerry Jeudy this week. I kind of have to.
Step up to the crap table. Roll the dice.
I kind of have to.
Fucking maniac.
I got buys, and so I didn't want to drop people to pick up a wide receiver to start. I was like, fuck it.
What do you got?
I had one to pose to the room. I kind of stole it from First Take, but I thought it was a good question.
Yeah.
Who looks worse right now, Woody Johnson or Jerry Jones?
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones, yeah.
Always, because Woody Johnson was right. Woody Johnson said we need to bench Aaron Rodgers in week 3.
After the fact, after you listen to him and fired the fucking coach. But I hear you.
At least he was right. What's Jerry Jones been right about?
Nothing.
The sun in his receiver's eyes.
Yeah.
That is not the same.
The roof of his multi-billion-dollar building falling off.
Last one, Aaron to the Stone. Fellas, curious. Might be the only real Thanksgiving movie. But do you get down with planes, trains, and automobiles during the holidays?
I've never seen that movie.
I don't get down with it. I don't seek it out. And you're right. Maybe I should. But I mess with it heavy. I love that movie.
But if it's on, you're gonna catch
100%.
Scene or whatever. It's what isn't it this way? This way it works. There's a couple TVs going, and one of them's got football, one of them's got Christmas, whatever. And if you're walking by with a plate of food and you see a scene or something, in the back of the U-Haul or whatever, you're gonna sit down and watch till the commercial break. And then you're gonna make your way. You're gonna catch bits and pieces of it. That's usually the way it goes.
No doubt. What do you got going on this weekend, D-Mac? Obviously, you'll be at LCA tonight. What else?
Absolutely, LCA tonight. Anybody in the Port Huron area Saturday at noon, I will be fantastic on at the Blue Water Convention Center. Heading to Grand Rapids on Sunday. Congratulations to Brad the Dog Thompson on 2,000 games. Equipment manager for Grand Rapids. So
that is awesome.
My boy, man. Known him since like '96. Take care of us. So it's always people behind the scenes. So excited. Anybody down at LCA? Don't let the team bum you out. I'll still be there to say hi and take pictures. So
there we go.
Say hi to me anyways. We'll try to get this thing going tonight.
Say hi to my guy Donald Gibb, by the way, when you see him, man.
Right.
Ogre from Nerds.
Oh, there you go.
Let's
nice.
go.
He's there this weekend. Good.
Yeah, absolutely. Only hitters in that lineup. All right, for D-Mac, for KG, Spencer Raxer, I'm Neil Roll. Nickel Package Friday tomorrow. Black Santa update as well. Terry Foster will be in. Thanks for watching. Well, see you later.